Hey, Griffin here from Parabolic, and I just wanted to go over the initial design and some of the updates that I've made to the Parabolic Phi barrel system over the last few years. So for those of you who are not familiar with the system, I'll give you a quick breakdown. This is a Lucky 15, so it is a one-piece barrel. This was the epitome of technology for a long time in the industry. So for a one-piece design, typically you've got the control bore, which starts at the back. This one, for example, is 685. And so that 685 will run all the way through the tip throughout the entire length. The inner diameter is going to be the same. So what that means, unfortunately, is that as soon as the ball gets done accelerating, right around 8.5, 9 inches or so, and then it hits the porting, there's still friction on the inside of the bore. And so as the air is escaping around the ball going outside the porting here, it's slowing down a little bit in the tip section, which is going to hurt your efficiency. So the answer to that from the industry was the two-piece. Now this one, the die boomstick, this one, for example, is a 680. So for the control bore section, it's 680 all the way to about here, and then it goes to the tip section. Now instead of having additional friction like the one-piece, typical two-piece kits will fan out. This one goes to 700 thousandths of an inch. So it eliminates the friction as the ball is going past the porting and adjusting to standard atmospheric conditions. Now the only downside to this design is that by utilizing one tip for multiple back sizes, you have to have the tip large enough so that the ball can clearly pass through it. So in this case, you've got a 680 back with a 700 tip. That's 200 thousandths of an inch worth of air that's going around that ball that's no longer being used to accelerate it to keep the efficiency up and help with consistency. So what I did as the result of a couple of years of the research, a little bit of testing that I did while working with Jack Rice at Alien down in Sacramento, I've come up with the Phi barrel system. So what I've done here is, as you can see, it is constructed as a one-piece, but what I do is the control board, this one, for instance, is another 680, so it's 680 for 8.6 inches, right to about here, and then I have them turn these around in the machine and cut them again from the tip. So each of these barrels, as you can see, that one's 680 to 685. So that 685 is the size of the inner diameter for the tip section here. So the ball's going, it accelerates, it accelerates, it accelerates, and as soon as it gets to the 8.6 inch mark, which is what I've calculated for that to be where the friction starts to take over in the one-piece design, it fans out by only 5 thousandths of an inch. Now what this does, other than eliminating the friction that would normally be placed, or that would normally be present in a one-piece design, it keeps more air behind the ball than a standard two-piece would. So for instance, the 675 control bore has a 680 tip bore, the 685 has a 690, and the 690 control bore has a 695 tip. So you always have exactly 5 thousandths of an inch worth of air escaping around the ball, which leaves more of it behind it to help it accelerate as it goes through the porting to adjust atmospheric conditions. Now some changes that I've made over the last few years, I'll just start from the back, work my way up. As you can see here, I've got some quick thread autococker, or quick release autococker threads here. So as opposed to the standard design here, it takes 6 or 7 turns to get this all the way on and off your gun. You really don't need that much friction inside of the bore there. So I've got 4 or 5 rotations worth here, so it's a little bit easier to get on and off the marker. Now moving towards the tip section with the porting, I actually have each port hole is cut twice. So originally, you've got the porting that goes perpendicular to the bore, which escapes the air that's going directly outside of it, but then I have these ones cut again from the tip, so that it creates a little bit of an angle, which makes it easier for paint and debris to get clear of the bore, as well as dampening the sound signature for those downfield. So those are some of the changes that I've made over the years. I've got other designs on the way. Stay tuned for the thin air barrel system, which will fit on both your autococker and Lux threaded markers, and I will see you guys on the field.